Incredible flavours, even better stories. One pour, 10 minutes. Aussie bourbon lovers sharing bourbon with Australia.
It's always a good sound when there's not like a really echoey pop because you know it's a brand new bottle.
We're opening a brand new bottle right here. What's it of, Dave?
See, I thought the deal was that you were going to tell me while I pour it because I'm going to spill some.
Well, it's a Lux Row.
It's a Lux Row, and they call it a double barrel 12-year. Double barrel 12-year. I think they used to call it the double single barrel. But
I'm really excited that we're opening a brand new bottle. It just doesn't we're so often finishing a bottle, but here's to a brand new Lux Row.
Cheers. Beware the neck pour, I suppose, is that thing as well, right?
On a brand new bottle, yeah.
Yeah, maybe we should let it sit
When
for
it's so full.
6 or 7 hours. That's a bad joke. Sorry, I don't
12
want
year.
you.
This was from our recent trip. We went to Lux Row, and I think one of the things I absolutely loved about the tour of this distillery was how incredibly different it was from all the other ones we'd been on. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm a lover of the little guy, and I love all the little unique distilleries that we go to and the whiskies and bourbons that they make. But I found this one fascinating because it was huge, like massive, and just the comparison of seeing the little ones that, you know, here are 12 barrels or here are 280 barrels, or to these massive, massive, massive warehouses filled with so many barrels. It was incredible to see.
Yeah, Lux Row is big. I mean, it's not like Jim Beam big or what?
No, big, but it was. I think like I was at.
Oh yeah,
we'd been to like Yellowstone and
right,
and,
yeah,
a few of those beautiful little ones, and then to go in contrast to this.
Sorry, you're right.
Big, beautiful. Yeah, it was just a great experience to compare, like, the different way they go about it, I suppose.
This is a distillery-only release. You can only buy this bottle at the distillery, which is, I think, why I got this one, because I think it's like...
There was a hard choice between a few of our favourites when we were tasting, and we went this one because we knew that we couldn't get it anywhere else.
They make some nice stuff, Lux Row, and you can get some of it here. I think you can get some of it here, but you can't get all of it. I mean, you definitely can't get this in Australia. This is only available at the distillery. Here's the fun thing, right? Is a double barrel means there's 2 barrels blended together to make this one bottle. As in, they do a batch of 2 barrels, and that's what you're getting. It's barrel strength. They're not adding they're not cutting with water.
And when it says 12 years, are both barrels 12 years old, or the oldest one is 12 years old?
The front of the label even says when they were aged since. So the first barrel for this particular bottle was aged since, what's that going to be? 6th of December 2011, and the other one 4th of October 2011. And it's got the barrel number. This particular one comes in 118.4 proof or 59.2% alcohol.
2011? What were we doing back in 2011, Dave, when they were putting this in a bottle?
What were we doing? Definitely didn't have kids. Were we married? Yeah, we were married.
Yes, we were married.
Sorry. We were very married, happily married. Not as happy as now, though. Keeps getting better, right?
I know, with every bottle of bourbon.
Right.
It's 118 proof. Cask strength.
I just said that bit.
Yeah, sorry. I'm just looking at. I love when they put all the numbers and everything on the label.
Yeah. What about this? Sorry, it's strange to be talking about detailed packaging. Hold that cork.
Oh, it's so heavy.
It's so heavy. Is it copper or brass?
A lot.
It's very substantive.
That's like crazy. It's really, really heavy. You wouldn't want to drop that.
Yeah, I'd prefer you put it back in.
On your toe. It hurt. That's really cool. I'm definitely getting honey on toast when I put it near my nose. It's like breakfast in a glass.
I remember now why I bought this. This is such a lovely... Have you tasted some yet?
Not yet. I'm still enjoying the smell.
This has that level of complexity to me that some of those big old good ones have. It's almost got to like a little bit of that... Everyone's going to think I'm enough for saying this. C923-ness. You know, that thing of like... The Elijah Craig C923 had that thing where it sat on your tongue with that beautiful rich flavour and hung on your palate in a way that was just exactly what I wanted. It just sits on the back of my... like the middle back of my tongue, and is just clinging on given me a good time over and over.
So much more in depth, and I'd just say it's like really yummy.
Oh, really yummy. Come on.
No, but like I don't really describe a bourbon as yummy very often, and that's like yummy. It's like it sticks to your mouth like a caramel or a, when you're having a really good lolly and it stays in there.
And there's a complexity to it, but at 118 proof, it's not like intimidating complexity. It's a like a richness or like a completeness or something in the way that it kind of drinks.
Is it strange to say it changes flavour? Excuse me, I'm swallowing while I'm trying to talk.
I don't think that's...
It's like...
No, I think that's a good thing to say.
It's kind of sweet and then it's really rich.
Yeah, I think that's good.
And then after a minute or so, it's like really dark chocolate in the back of your throat.
Yeah, dark chocolate I like as well. Yeah. Lovely. Tell me about the tour, because you said you really liked the tour.
Yeah. Well, we had this great young girl show us around.
Great young girl. She wasn't 10 or anything.
No, as in like...
And we had an excellent tour guide.
Yeah. I can't remember her name. I feel really bad. But she was fabulous. She really knew her stuff. But it was that thing of like, we got to thieve from the barrel, but and it was just the difference between kind of like the little ones and the massive big one. I just like seeing like you saw the trucks pull up outside and they were loading stuff in. And
this is so yummy. I'm sorry to interrupt you.
See, use my word.
It's so yummy.
Yeah, it is really yummy.
Sorry, the truck's pulling up. Go on.
As in you just got to see a bit more of the big scale kind of behind the scene production-y stuff that sometimes you don't see. But it was interesting to see it on a larger scale, and they were building all these, rick houses and a place where they were drying all the grain because they were like there were lots of I can't remember that, these big tall things where they dried out. Was it like the farmers?
Yeah, the spent grain. Yeah.
Yeah. And was it giving to the farmers for feed afterwards? There was like all these really cool initiatives that they were doing, like, to help the local farmers and to use local produce. It was like it was just really fascinating that to see that on a really big scale, because sometimes I often really love how unique some of the different little distilleries are, but they can only be that way because they're so tiny.
Yep.
Whereas to see someone on a bigger scale, like trying to do really good stuff for the environment and really good stuff for the farmers, I just really enjoyed it.
There's a few things that stand in my mind from in that rick house. Do you remember walking to that rick house?
Yeah.
There are a few things
your neck would get sore looking at the roof.
It's beautiful and big, and it's one of these rick houses that's kind of designed for tours. The first kind of like a landing when you walk in, spot to take photos, which I really like, take photos. But they've
thought about all that, like as part of building it.
Well, but unlike some of the other rick houses you walk into, like at Buffalo Trace, you're not walking into a rick house where they designed it for a selfie moment. You're walking into a rick house that's been there for a long time. Yeah. Exactly. But
great.
I don't, obviously that's pretty cool for us, the visitor. But one of the things I enjoyed, there's two parts to this. The first one is, as we went through, we kind of did a little lap of the rick house, kind of walked down the back. One of the barrels...
Oh, it completely leaked.
But the staves had almost snapped, like burst open or something. It was still looked like it was still holding liquid. We got to see some really cool stuff on that.
There was a few there. There was one that was like leaking, and you just wanted. I wanted to just like tip it up so it stopped, but they
don't move.
They don't move them. I was like, I just want to tilt it a little bit.
Stop leaking. Yeah. The other one is they're doing a stave finish, and they showed us how they did that. Do you remember this?
The bit. No.
So think of Maker's 46.
Yeah, I remember
You crack
that.
open the top of the barrel.
Yeah.
You put staves on a ring and you drop the ring in and you seal it back up again.
Oh, that's right. Yes.
So,
because I remember them showing us that at Makers, but not.
You don't remember this one?
I remember it now. Yeah.
Can you describe what it was?
I think you should. You clearly remember it better.
Yeah. What it is they're staves still. It's not that it's not staves.
No,
but they're cut into very small lengths. It's not like a full barrel stave. It's like I don't know, what do we call it? Like a 20 centimetre, 15 centimetre
like a ruler
section of a stave. Probably the same width still. But then it's fed into what must be some food grade netting. If you imagine what your oranges would come in.
Yeah, like an orange bag kind of.
But like a big kind of like string of like chunks of staves.
And then it all goes down through.
And they feed it in through the bunghole. Yeah. And then
because they don't have to lift the whole lid off, like they
just literally feed that in,
and it's like fed into the thing.
And then that's how they do the finish.
About that. And that is cool.
This is like it's like palletized barrel storage. It's like, obviously that's way more efficient and not as romantic, but I really like it when it's romantic. Put the barrel on the side, drop a whole ring of a whole charred stave in. Don't put it in, what's food grade plastic and feed it in. Like that.
Yeah, but it was that thing of like, it gets a really good result. Like we're drinking it and talking about it. And
I think sometimes you can see too much of how the sausages are made on some of these tours. I think I would have preferred not to have known that.
Oh, really?
That's just.
But this is one of the ones I like. I love that it's different.
You're right. Everyone does this differently. Sorry, I feel like that's a negative thing.
No.
I'm loving this bourbon so much, and this bourbon is not finished at all.
I like that you like the romantics, Dave.
I love the romance and the stories and stuff of the way bourbons are done is one of my favourite things.
Yeah.
I've
But
never
that's what
told
I
you this,
think-
have I? That it's kind of stuck in my brain.
The orange
that's the way that they're.
But
I think I've got.
they've gone for
I've got a
efficiency, and they're not marketing that moment to people like you.
I get it. You got to be efficient. It's like,
It's
of
clever.
course, they're
It's very
using
clever.
kind of 2025 techniques to do things for their manufacturing their drink.
Yeah.
Of course they are. I don't know.
Dave likes it done old school.
Yeah, I like old school stuff. Anyway,
It definitely creates delicious liquid.
this is
'Cause-
incredibly tasty. If you can get out to the Lux Row Distillery, do the tour. It is excellent. You'll have a great time. You get to taste stuff. You get to taste from a barrel. And,
But you won't be able to get to buy this bottle.
well, not that exact bottle, but there's hopefully they have limited supply. But if you're there and you've got a bottle that looks like this one, get your hands on it because goodness gracious, this is delicious. Cheers.
Cheers.
Thanks for listening. Make sure you're connected with us on TikTok, Instagram and YouTube, and stay connected with us by clicking subscribe on your favourite podcast app.